Hello everybody, I am Jackie and you are listening to Jackie Teaches English. This podcast has been created for all of you out there learning English and is designed to help intermediate speakers become more fluent. Each week, you will improve your listening skills, learn new vocabulary, and learn more about the English-speaking world. Want to read along with the audio? Go to www.jackieteachesenglish.com where you will find a transcript of this episode. Without further ado, let's dive in. Another year, another April, and that means that we have all survived another April Fool's Day. In this episode, I'm going to be talking to you about the origins of this odd holiday and some of the best pranks pulled in 2024. April Fool's Day takes place on the 1st of April of every year. It is a day of practical jokes and hoaxes, a day for harmless pranks and a bit of fun. A prank is a childish trick. We often say to pull a prank on someone, which means to trick someone. Although this date has been celebrated for several centuries by many different countries, its origins remain a mystery. Some historians argue that it stems back to the year 1582, when France switched from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar. In the Julian calendar, New Year's Day was always celebrated by the spring equinox, around April 1st. Those people that continued to celebrate the New Year on April 1st, instead of January 1st, were branded April Fools and became the butt of a joke. To be the butt of a joke means that you are the person who is joked at or laughed at. And trust me, you never want to be the butt of a joke. Other historians contest this origin story, stating that there is contradicting evidence that proves that this wasn't the actual start of the tradition. Some link it to Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales, while another theory traces the occasion back to biblical roots, to the story of Noah and the ark. According to the story, Noah made a mistake and sent a dove out of the ark before the flood was over, on the 1st of April. Just as the dove's journey was futile, useless, so are many of the tricks and pranks pulled to celebrate the holiday that we know and love today. Despite its mysterious history, April Fool's is a much-loved holiday, celebrated in many different countries. However, it is celebrated in quite a few different ways. In France, Belgium, and Italy, for example, the April fish, or the poisson d'avril, is a favorite custom. The joke is to try to stick as many paper fish on other people's backs without them noticing. It's so popular that you can even find chocolate fish in many French bakeries and cake shops to commemorate the occasion. Where did the symbol of the fish come from? Some speculate that it symbolizes a young, easily caught fish, or a very gullible person. The term gullible in English is used to describe someone who believes anything very easily and can be tricked or fooled without any difficulty. In Scotland, they stretch out the fun for 2 days traditionally. It starts off with Hunt the Gawk Day. A gawk is the Scots word for a cuckoo bird, which is a symbol for a fool. On this day, the gullible victim is chosen and sent to complete fake tasks or pointless errands throughout the day. And if that isn't enough fun for you, the 2nd of April is known as Tally Day, where some Scots will pin fake signs on people's back that say, "Kick me." So if you are visiting Scotland in early April, make sure to keep your guard up, meaning stay alert and be careful. But for most of us, April Fool's Day is the occasion to play classic pranks, ranging from covering the toilet with plastic wrap or swapping the sugar with the salt. These tricks are never meant to be malicious, meaning intending to do harm. They are just a bit of fun. I actually fell for an absolutely fantastic April Fool's Day prank a few years ago. My husband and I went to the nearby woods to take our dogs for a walk. On the path near the car park was a very professional display sign, fully printed and covered in thick plastic, that informed the public about the environmental initiative to reintroduce the Anglian drop spider. This was a spider that would drop from high heights and particularly liked jacket hoods and open handbags. Well, my husband and I completely fell for it. To fall for a trick means to believe it, and we absolutely fell for it. The entire walk, we were looking up in the branches, trying to spot one of these spiders, and I kept feeling like something was crawling around my neck. It was awful. About 30 minutes into our walk, I had a sudden realization. I asked my husband, "Wait, what day is it?" And it soon became all too clear that we were the gullible victims and had bought an incredible April Fool's joke. The other fun thing about April Fools is that most news media outlets will publish a false story on the day, and companies have also jumped on board with the tradition, using the 1st of April as a big marketing holiday to draw attention to their brand and make people laugh. Even as early as 1957, the BBC reported that Swiss farmers were experiencing a record spaghetti crop and published pictures of people harvesting noodles from trees. If only it were possible, that sounds amazing. Here were some examples of April Fool's pranks from the media and companies from 2024. Starting with Tinder, the well-known dating app, that posted a job advertisement for Vice President of Ghost Hunting, a role designed to reduce ghosting behavior on their application. For those of you who don't know, to ghost somebody is a relatively new term, which means to abruptly cut off contact with someone without giving them any warning or explanation. The skill requirements advertised for this fake position included a proven track record of being ghosted in past relationships and references, as long as they eventually respond. And you may also know that some parts of the United States, Mexico, and Canada are looking forward to experiencing a total solar eclipse on the 8th of April. The University of Vermont played a funny prank by suggesting that research showed it was coming 7 days early. I wonder how many people ran out of their homes to look at the sky before realizing that they had been April Fooled. Hilariously, the department that carried out the so-called research was called U.S. National Observatory's Measurement, Alignment, and Astronomy Administration. And as an acronym, this spells out No Ma'am. It's the attention to detail that I particularly like in that one. For foodies, the famous donut company Krispy Kreme advertised an amazing one-day offer inviting customers to come into any store and glaze anything they like, showing pictures of pizza, cheeseburgers, and sandwiches with the slogan, "You bring it, we glaze it." This was an excellent marketing ploy, as just looking at those gorgeous donuts would make anyone suddenly very hungry. And lastly, something that probably won't make you all that hungry. The budget supermarket Aldi used the 1st of April to unveil a new flavor of ice cream. Haggis. In case you haven't heard of this Scottish delicacy, haggis is a type of pudding composed of the liver, heart, and lungs of a sheep, mixed with oatmeal and spices, packed into a sheep's stomach, and boiled. It may be the national dish of Scotland, but probably not the most appetizing ice cream flavor. So did you get pranked on April Fool's Day this year? If so, don't despair. Remember that when you are the first to laugh at yourself, everyone else laughs with you, not at you. Okay, sometimes at you too. And on that positive note, we are going to wrap it up here. Thank you for listening to this episode of my podcast, and I hope that you found it useful. If you would like to share a funny April Fool's Day prank or memory, please comment and I would love to hear from you. If you liked this episode, please consider subscribing, sharing it with a friend, or rating it on your podcast app. This will help more English learners find us. Remember that you can find the transcript of this episode and bonus activities on my website, www.jackieteachesenglish.com. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week with another episode of Jackie Teaches English. Bye!